Cowabunga Dude! With the Ninja Turtles' newest video game release, we get a little pixelated when we check out a totally tubular collection after a video game? That's right, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time from NECA. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more fun and special offers from Toyshnip.com. As a special bonus just for watching today, remember to keep an eye in the balcony for a special discount code that'll save you 15% on your purchase at Toyshnip.com. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Cowabunga Collection is out now and assembles 13 classic TMNT games by Konami in one incredible package. One of those games is a popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time, released in 1991. This was a sequel to the original arcade game in a scrolling beat-em-up style game based on the hit animated cartoon. The game starts with the Turtles watching reporter April O'Neil on the evening news, when suddenly the evil Krang flies in and steals the Statue of Liberty. The Turtles leap into action and are soon greeted by Shredder, who sends them through a time warp, forcing them to defeat Shredder's army in the past and the future in hopes of returning the Statue of Liberty. So let me get this straight, the Turtles are trying to save the Statue of Liberty, and they have to do so by time warping? That's the 90s for you.
Oh! Shell shock!
The game was such a success in the arcade arena that it was later released on Super Nintendo, making it conveniently available to play in your home and increasing its popularity. So much so that it was reshelled or re-released in 2009 for the Turtles' 25th anniversary, and some still say to this day that it's the greatest Ninja Turtles game of all time. Which is why in 2020, toy company NECA decided to bring the game to figure form with their newest video game release figures. Now NECA already released a series of figures from the original arcade game in 2016. One set featured the original 4 Turtles, the others the Foot Clan and Shredder. These are to be a follow-up to that, featuring the same sculpts, but different paint colors, and the addition of some new characters. They're the world's most fiercest fighting team. And from Series 2, Michelangelo is a party dude. Now looking at the box, right away I'm transported back in time to 8-year-old me, sitting in Chuck E. Cheese, playing this arcade game. On the front, we got the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo, along with Nickelodeon, who, if you don't know, actually owns the Turtles now, and then NECA across the top. We got a beautiful window box here that displays Mikey and all of his accessories, with his turtle team displayed around the box. But what's super weird, and I would love to know the background behind it, but the Turtles displayed are kind of creepy photos of not the animated characters, but literally like the costumes that you might have seen. So it looks like there's people actually dressed up, and they're like pictures from a photo shoot that was done with someone inside the costume. But that's totally where the nostalgia sets in on this packaging, because it just wouldn't be right if they weren't there. And then we got the Turtles in Time logo, and then Michelangelo and pixelated text across the bottom. Now on both sides, they are the same, and what's really awesome is these match exactly to the old arcade game machine, with our creepy costume turtles floating in this time warp with scenes right out of the game. On the top, all the logos again, and then a hook for stocking on a pegboard. Around back, we got a full product photo of Mikey in action with a themed background that looks like it's right out of the video game. And then the rest of the figures released in this wave, including Raph, Shredder, and Leatherhead. Mikey is the class clown in the Ninja Turtles sewer lair, constantly pranking his brothers and concocting some seriously sick food. When he's not dancing to his favorite tunes or downing a whole pepperoni pie, Mikey is kicking some major butt with his brothers and is often wearing orange and using his main weapon, nunchucks. Alright, now here is the party dude himself, Michelangelo. He stands about 7 inches tall and features this really cool pixelated look on his paint job. And it just really captures the video game. You can see it actually goes around the back of his head, in his shell, down into his belt. It extends down into his legs, so this is like the shadow kind of behind him, and then the front of his figure is actually in kind of more full light, but we still got some pixelation across the front of the shell, again down into the belt and into his legs. So it's a really, really cool look that, especially when you put him on his side profile, he's really got that classic video game look. Now he has articulation here in his head, in his shoulders up here, in his biceps, down into his elbow, and then down here in his wrists. It looks like we can turn the wrist, and then also a little motion back and forth there. No twist in his waist. The next we see is down here in his legs, and he's got a full range of motion down there in his legs, down into the knee, and then down here into his foot and ankle as well. Now for accessories here, we have 2 nunchucks. And what's really awesome about these, I mean, I remember the plastic ones that I had as a kid, and there was a plastic piece that connected these. They didn't actually use chains, but you know, with this being a collectible toy, you can actually see the fine detail in the wood there on the nunchucks, and then we actually have a real chain, which is just so cool to be able to have that. If you actually want to swing them around, you can. And then what I love about this is this little accessory that he comes with that you see in the video game that actually simulates the nunchucks spinning. And to be able to actually use this, he actually holds a nunchuck. So this part comes off right here, and then it goes in there, and then he can hang onto that in his hand. So it still gives it that look like he's holding his nunchuck, but it's still moving too. And then Mikey also comes with 2 interchangeable thumbs up kind of hands. So we would pull that off here, and let's give him a thumbs up here. Cowabunga. And then lastly is a super cool hoverboard, which is right out of the video game, if you remember that, hovering down the sewers. And what's neat is it comes with a stand, so that when you actually put him on it, it actually looks like he is hovering above the ground.
Let kick shell!
Terminate the turtles!
It's time to square up against Baxter Stockman, the first boss fight from the classic Turtles in Time game. Now Baxter is an ultimate in this series, and he features ultimate packaging. So unlike the window box that we had with Mikey, we actually have a Velcroed cover over the front of the box, which features the similar creepy artwork like we had with the costume Ninja Turtles floating around this, it looks like Baxter Stockman in a costume. We also have the original Ninja Turtle logo on the top with Nickelodeon, and then the Turtles in Time logo across the bottom with Baxter Stockman and pixelated text like we saw before. Now the sides are just like we saw with Mikey, same artwork, everything's exactly the same on both sides, with our creepy costume turtles floating in that time warp with scenes from the game. On the back we have a full product photo of Baxter flying around with a themed background right out of the game, and then the rest of the figures in the entire Turtles in Time series. Now when we open the flap on the front, we reveal another full photo shot of the figure, and then a window display of the figure with all of his accessories. Baxter Stockman is a mad scientist and human enemy of the Ninja Turtles, becoming employed by Shredder and working as his lackey until a horrible incident mutated him into a fly. And here he is, Baxter Stockman in his fly form. Again, featuring that special paint deco, just like Michelangelo, that recreates that pixelated look of the video game. You can see it all in his vest here, even up into his eyes. He's got a little pixel there, down into his pants. Now as far as articulation goes, we have articulation up here in the head. He's got this little extender out here for his neck, so his neck can actually move up and down, up in the shoulders here, a little bit down in here in the bicep, and then your elbow. He's actually got a double jointed elbow now that I'm looking at that there. And then down here in the wrist, he can go up and down, and he does have a waist unlike Michelangelo, so there's lots of movement in there. Again, down into the legs, and then another double joint here at the knee, and then down into his ankle. Now, because he's a fly, he does have a few more appendages, and we do have some articulation in those as well. His little fly arms back here, they can spin around and move back and forth, as well as his wings. No articulation up here in the pincher area, as I'm going to call that, of the fly. And actually I am seeing here, look at that, his jaw moves. That is really cool. So he has movement in his jaw as well. Now as far as accessory goes, we do have 3 sets of alternate hands. We have these hands here so that he can actually hold on to his weapons. We have another set that is just his hands open. And then another set of hands that are closed fists. But we're gonna leave these in here so we can actually put his weapons. And that's speaking of the next accessories here. We do have like a pistol here, and then a sort of machine gun. And they even extend the pixelation paint job into those as well, which is really cool. And then if you notice, each of them have a hole here on the ends, and that's for this special effects piece here, which is an energy hand. That is Baxter's signature move in the game, where he can actually just reach out and grab the turtles. And so that is actually going to connect into the ends of each of these weapons, and that's going to give you that really cool effect there. And then the last piece that he comes with is actually a stand, which is pretty impressive. So put that together here, and there is an arm that actually comes out of that. So not only with this stand are you able to move it up and down, which will really be able to recreate him flying.
Cowabunga!
Now you can recreate your favorite scenes right out of the video game by grabbing these now and adding them to your collection at Toyshnip.com. While you're there, check out our entire Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection, featuring Funkos, figures, and even collectible pins. And you want to talk about video games? Check out this really awesome limited edition pin set that we have from Zen Monkey, featuring the turtles from the original arcade game. Did you catch the discount code in the balcony? If not, go back and rewatch so you can save 15% on your purchase at Toyshnip.com. So what's your favorite Ninja Turtles video game? Tell us in the comments below. I'm Turco from Toyshnip, and we'll see you next time. Cowabunga!
Pizza power!
Like, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more fun from Toyshnip.com. Totally tubular.
So what's your favorite Ninja Turtles video game? Tell us in the comments below. Yeah!